Chapter 18, Intricate Links. The team cautiously moved through the main room, surrounded by holograms and futuristic lights flashing in a technological spectacle. The atmosphere was charged with electricity, and the constant hum of advanced technology created a mechanical symphony. Róman led the way, his gaze fixed on the figure known among the leaders of the Alliance. Dr. Nova, adjusting her cloaking device, noted the tension in Róman's shoulders and asked softly, "Are you ready for this?" Hit, with his sensors alert, pointed towards the holographic interface in the center of the room. "That's our goal. We have to get there before they notice." The Duchess, with her sharp wit, suggested, "Let's use the distraction of their discussion. We can take advantage of those moments of intensity to move forward without being noticed." As they approached the central platform, the temperature seemed to drop, a subtle change that resonated with the gravity of the moment. The light from the holograms flickered over her face, illuminating anticipation. Each step echoed on the floor, a silent progression toward revelation. Róman, with his gaze fixed on the hologram, noticed a figure among the leaders that seemed familiar from his past. His face was flickering, but the connection was clear. She was someone who once shared his life, someone he thought he had lost forever. Mixed emotions were reflected in his eyes, a mixture of surprise and pain. The Duchess, with her keen sense for detail, pointed towards a dark corner of the room. "There is a back door. We could use it to leave after revealing the truth. But we must be precise and avoid being discovered." Róman nodded, his eyes never leaving the familiar figure among the Alliance leaders. "We will act when they are most vulnerable. That will be our moment." The team moved stealthily, advancing towards the main room. Every step resonated with anticipation and risk. Technology continued to hum around them, as if the room itself were alive. The holograms projected dancing shadows on the walls, adding a surreal element to the scene. Upon reaching the center of the room, the magnitude of the advanced technology became even more evident. Motion sensors responded to their presence, but Dr. Nova's ability to manipulate camouflage kept them out of visual range. Róman led the way with determination, his past and his present colliding in an inevitable confrontation. The Alliance leaders, still immersed in their discussion, did not notice the team's presence. The familiar figure, in particular, was absorbed in a holography, oblivious to the danger that loomed over them. Dr. Nova deftly adjusted the controls of the cloaking device discreetly. The main room, bustling with activity, unfolded like a three-dimensional landscape of floating data and dynamic graphs. "We are surrounded by advanced technology. We must act with caution," she warned as she silently disabled another set of security cameras. Hit, ever analytical, extended his finger precisely towards the console on the raised platform in the center of the room. "That holographic interface is the epicenter of their operations. If we can get there, we might be able to unravel more about their true intentions." His mechanical voice resonated with tension, like a mechanical echo of the gravity of the moment. Facing the flashing holographic interface on a console, which revealed fragments of information about the codex, Hit, with her unique skill in deciphering data, pointed towards it insistently. "Here is our key to unraveling the connection between the Alliance and the codex." His metallic fingers quickly manipulated the console, decoding and downloading all the essential data fragments. Each press resonated like a digital heartbeat, a rhythmic synchronization with the imminent discovery of secrets hidden in the bowels of the conspiracy. The team, after eye-opening revelations in the main room, quietly retreated to a side chamber to evaluate the newly discovered information. The constant hum of technology continued to fill the air, as flickering holograms displayed graphs and data that shed light on the machinations of the Shadow Alliance. Róman, with his gaze fixed on the image of the familiar face in one of the holograms, was wrapped in a halo of dark thoughts. "This individual," Róman began in a measured voice, "he is a key piece in the puzzle we have been trying to solve all along. His connection to the Alliance and the Codex reveals a web of intricate links we never imagined." Dr. Nova, accessing the data Hit had extracted, transferring it to her holographic console, and with her nimble fingers, she slid holographic gestures to highlight specific connections in the data fabric. "He is involved in the creation and expansion of the Codex. He is not only an accomplice, he appears to be one of the main architects. The Duchess, with a serious expression, nodded. His actions date back to events we thought were unconnected. This is not just a problem now, it is a conspiracy that has been brewing for years, a web woven with master skill. Hit, the efficient android, analyzed the information. His moves were carefully calculated to remain in the shadows, manipulating events to his whim. But now, with the truth exposed, we are in a position to dismantle his influence. The team fell into deep conversation about how they would approach the individual and further unravel the threads of the conspiracy. As they discussed strategies, the side room was filled with a mix of palpable emotions, determination, trepidation, and a growing sense of urgency. The technology surrounding the team responded to their gestures and commands, projecting interactive holograms that illustrated possible future scenarios. The room, although silent, was filled with the intense energy of those who understood the magnitude of what they faced. With each new revelation, the team delved deeper into uncharted territory, challenging not only the Shadow Alliance, but also their own limits. The truth, like an expanding light, illuminated dark corners of the story, but also cast deeper shadows that would require exploration in the chapters to come. As the team continued their analysis, a growing tension took over the side room. Dr. Nova, with her technological skills, detected patterns in the data that suggested an additional layer of complexity. There are deeper levels to the Codex's programming than we initially perceive. It appears to be intertwined with other hidden agendas, and the individual we have discovered is just one link in this mysterious chain. The Duchess, deep in her own thoughts, pointed toward the holograms that represented critical nodes in the conspiracy. There are more players in this game than we think. This individual may be the piece that connects the dots, but there are shadow forces that we have not yet discovered. Hit, always analytical, shared his observations. The central Codex database is protected by a sophisticated security barrier. Accessing it will be a challenge, and we will need a more elaborate strategy to infiltrate and disable it. Róman, with his penetrating gaze, stepped forward. We cannot afford to underestimate the magnitude of this conspiracy. Each revelation raises more questions, but also brings us closer to the truth. We must prepare for what is to come and be ready to confront the shadows that still lurk on the horizon. The team, aware that they were at a critical crossroads, set about drawing up a more detailed plan. Each member, with their unique set of skills, contributed to the overall strategy. The side room became the epicenter of the resistance against the Shadow Alliance, where the decisions made would resonate in future chapters, defining the course of the fight against the Codex and the hidden forces that drove it.